There's so many jerseys. We're back for another video.
Yeah, you don't realize how much Hershey has put out, but then you think back, like Hershey's been around for a lot longer than most people probably realize.
Lots
like,
and lots
we're
and lots
talking
and
like
lots.
75, 80 years at this point.
Yeah.
80 years was 2018.
They're coming up on a century, I'm sure. But we're still here at the Hershey Game Worn Jersey Expo. More stuff to talk about, more people to talk to. So let's jump in.
Yeah.
When you come to Hershey, you want to see the Hershey Bears, and I want to talk about like probably my 3 favorite looks of this. Which look at that patch for which includes their arena.
Nice.
What a barn! This for the AHL, 75th anniversary. I mean, it looks like a Hershey bar, and I love the numbers in between the stripes. But this, which I do believe is for the outdoor game,
still good.
The Classic in 2018. It's a St. Louis Blues based look with the shoulders, but all in brown, all in chocolate. You get the bear, you get Hershey across. What an absolutely perfect look.
Okay.
And to be able to just pick it up and hold it and look at it like this, I mean, how cool is that?
Cool. So this one caught my attention because this was a really good friend of mine growing up. Grew up in the neighborhood with him. Played street hockey with him. He obviously followed through a little bit more with his career than I did. But this is Dave Leggio, Williamsville, New York. He went on to play. He got drafted by the Sabres, never made the show, but played in Clarkson, bounced around minor leagues, ducked over to Europe for a little bit, but he was always on the cusp. Spent some time in Hershey. Stunning jersey, by the way. Like, Hershey's got this thing figured out. Like, I haven't appreciated this franchise aesthetically until we've been here.
I didn't realize his elbow is like the stripes for the
service. He's got a rank.
Yeah.
He's got a rank. I didn't realize that.
Excellent.
Before breast cancer jersey.
I mean,
that's the way to do it.
It is the way to do it.
They do a great job with changing their logo to adapt to these.
Yeah, the adaptation of it all is very eye-catching.
We're not just slapping a logo off of a stock jersey. We're gonna adjust.
That's awesome. Thank you.
Yeah.
When did they drop the Lock Monsters? Because we were up there. There was the Lowell Monsters, but I mean, we're talking like
they've been the Lowell Devils. They've been a lot of things.
But they oh great.
Yeah.
Feel like we need to look this up. The adaptability we were just talking about a moment ago. The Groundhog Day uniform, fantastic.
With a nice top hat.
But like it's the complete picture right here. This is incredible. But you have all sorts of. You ever see this when the kids do like designs for jerseys and things, and then they actually like screen print them onto the jerseys themselves? Like just this is what minor league sports does better than anybody else. It's those one-off special promotion jerseys that just some of them hit and some of them don't, but I feel like Hershey's done this exceptionally well from what we've seen.
Absolutely. So this is an amazing 90s collection. I mean, this might go a little further back, of the ECHL All-Star jerseys. Occasionally you see one of those on eBay. But Peoria Rivermen.
Oh,
and
nice.
look at that font. I don't think I've ever seen that.
Very reminiscent of the Islanders, that wavy font.
The Mobile Mystics. How often do you see one of those? Lots of Johnstown jerseys. There's a lot of that, but I want to look at the Roanoke Express. First off, how fun is that logo? But look at the gradient on the number. Like peak 90s. And then they were a Hershey affiliate. OT Sports. Hey, good job with that. He showed a lot of a great collection, and you guys come to a lot of the shows, yeah. I hope we see you at Nova. There was one other that like this. This might be the most 90s jersey.
Is it the Richmond Rifles?
Richmond Renegades.
Renegades, that's what it was. Yep.
With the Dr. Pepper ad and the Capitol building, and it's Target. Like this is the side of one of those solo cups. So these are your cups from Taco Bell in the 90s.
Yeah.
So I'm John Mazuka. I've been collecting since 2013, and honestly, I consider myself a wild card when it comes to collecting things.
Yeah, you don't have a niche here like a lot of people do. They pick a player or a team. You're all over the place.
I'm all over the place.
And you have some great pieces in this collection. Want to talk about some of your more favorites, or at least what you brought?
Well, definitely the Terravine. Like I said, I didn't bring any of the bigger guns that I have with me, but the Terravine is probably one of my bigger favorite ones right now.
There's a lot of thickness to that I don't think you get as a replica.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yes. So, obviously with him winning a cup with Chicago and everything else like that, I've watched him for a while too. So that was kind of one of the bigger ones to actually bring into my collection. Obviously, the Hershey one, obviously, the
You
Chris
gotta have
Bork,
that here.
the Chris Bork. He just got with his number getting retired into the rafters and stuff like that and stuff. But yeah, I kind of just go all over the place, really.
And you've been diving into women's hockey and college hockey. You want to take us down here and talk about some of that, because you had some interesting things earlier.
Yes. So essentially, getting this Penn State one, getting as much college stuff right now, just getting the women's game out into the game so people can see that it's not just men. We support women as well. So being able to acquire like certain pieces like that are hard to get, especially coming from certain colleges, including Penn State. Penn State is one that is really hard to get.
Oh, Penn Staters are rabid. I get it.
Yes. So, but yeah, I've been slowly collecting women's stuff from some colleges, some professional and stuff like that.
Now, how you been building these relationships? How do you get these jerseys, especially from colleges?
You have to find the right person. You have to, unfortunately, contact everybody. Hopefully, somebody gets back to you. It's pretty hard, unfortunately.
Well, that's awesome, and I'm glad you bring this down, and I hope we see you at the Nova one.
Absolutely, you'll definitely be seeing us at the Nova one. That's for sure.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Then, so what have you jumped into since then? 'Cause it sounds like you've taken off running.
Oh, I'm the background. He doesn't do anything without my approval.
Smart man.
That's the right way to do it, right?
It's a good answer.
So what are your favorites in the collection? What have you helped acquire? Okay, you mentioned some of these just now, and I don't know if we got it.
Let's see here. The Borks, all the Borks, for the most part. Yeah, the overseas Borks, the Ness, the Ryan Borks. There's the Vegas jersey that's not here. There's all the Cal jerseys that aren't here. There's also, I think I've helped with a couple women's jerseys indirectly by trading some of my jerseys. So yeah, probably about 90%.
And that's the kind of reporting you expect here at Ugly Thirds. We get to the truth.
And the local Emmy goes to John Baranowski.
Thank you. Good luck. The Norfolk Admirals hosted the ECHL All-Star Game, and they did destroyers versus cruisers, right? Destroyers versus cruisers, and made one of the best All-Star logos. And the other one is similar. It's a ship facing the other direction and in red. So they had a gold versus red, which matches with a lot of what Norfolk does. But look at how absolutely gorgeous this. It's local. It's to the team. It's generic enough. And it just, what an absolutely perfect piece. As far as like hockey jersey design, this is top notch. This is what an all-star jersey should always be.
Which is crazy because the NHL ones that they did this last time around, where it looked like a Kraft mac and cheese box, this knocks it out of the park.
This is what you do.
This is so much more classier at such a lower level.
From the ECHL, and okay, so you have a lot of ads going on, but so will the NHL soon, I'm sure, right?
Controversial.
So, the hot picks are what we're here for. But like, I mean, look at that logo. Just
simple,
look how perfect
clean,
it is.
but I mean, Norfolk leans into that area code.
If you're going to go military dress up, you do it in Norfolk where you keep the fleet. Like, it makes sense.
Everything about our experience, well, except when the Zamboni broke down and the game
and
got
we only got to
canceled.
see one
And we had to
period,
go
then they
home.
wouldn't call us back at any point because I wanted a refund. So you got to go back eventually, I guess. That's how they get you. That's how they get you.
Plus, even with the design and everything else, it doesn't look cheap.
No.
It doesn't look cheap. Everything is sewn. There's not
Yes.
like supplements like everything else usually is. Aside, I think, from the numbers that they're stitched, but like everything.
They are printed, but they are stitched.
You know, like they actually put a lot of effort into it, which to me, you know,
for the EC, like that's
what I'm saying.
that's awesome.
You know? And it was a big hit. Almost Mr.
Right?
I'll have it at Nova. Don't worry.
I can't wait. We will definitely be back to talk more about that. Thank you so much.
Thanks a lot, man.
Appreciate
it. Take care.
I noticed the felt on this. Can you get in real close? The felt they get for the game worn, much better than the retail felt. Look at that. Look at all the bumps in there, kind of like a chenille, like a Letterman jacket. Absolutely gorgeous. And then Philadelphia is capable of wearing the same color nameplate, and they did back in the day. That one season they had to wear white nameplates on the orange. That they could have left that there instead of making it a trend that just won't die.
So
That's an interesting
when
Oh my goodness.
there's wear and tear here that's beyond. Yeah. There's wear and tear here that's beyond.
What happened to these jerseys is that the sublimated the screen heat press stuff just started to go and fray and fall off. I bought sets of these for the team back then, and I wonder if it was something that I did in my basement, in my garage, in traveling with them, but probably not. I think they're just poorly made, and they're going off. Now, there is a company that's been trying to do the restoration, which I'm kind of like on the fence about.
Yeah, I get that.
I wondered that actually.
Yeah, I'm kind of like on the fence about that. They've done good work, and a lot of the collectors are happy with the results. But then it's changing the value.
It's not the original.
It's not the original.
Yep.
It's not in the original form. So it first off, it changes the value. Second off, if you own one, you have to disclose, in my opinion, that it has been
altered. Yep.
and redone. But thank you for letting me chime in on those.
Absolutely.
That's a real hot topic right now in the game worn field on what to do. What do we do with it? Because some of the Penguins did it as well, but not as bad. There's other teams that have had peeling, but Quebec was the worst. And like I said, I don't know if it was something that I did or something that just is inherited in a bad product.
But I think it's like you said, though, that the materials weren't what they are today. Like, there wasn't much thought and care put into it. Like, you put them out on the ice, they're going to wear this for half a season and then strip the nameplate and put it on somebody else next season. Like, it's just...
They were real cheap about it.
Exactly. Yeah. And I don't think that they were... I just don't think that there wasn't... That was something new, like the sublimating stuff, too. That was something new, and they got sold a bad bill of, what's that called? A
bill of health?
Bill of sale of goods.
Whatever that thing is.
Yeah,
that's
that
the
phrase.
One. Yeah. And so they that's what happened to the teams. They got taken. And now we as a hobby have to figure out what we can live with or what we can't. Now baseball does restoring all the time, and it drives me crazy. Guys shows me, hey, I got a Thurman Munson, but it was number 16 in the minor leagues, but I had it put back to Thurman Munson, and now it should be a Thurman Munson.
You changed the whole thing.
You changed the whole thing. Number one, it's not how the team did it. You did it.
Yeah.
And so, to me, I just haven't figured out where I like it yet.
Yeah. Fair. Actually, if you want to come around and see the back of this thing, because it is rough.
But you look at game worn versus game worn. Like, there's...
Yeah, you look at the difference between the 80s and today.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. Night and day. Well, I mean, it was just a game. It wasn't a business. It was just a game.
But we've learned that money can be made everywhere these days.
Yeah, tons of it.
That guy, it's this
that guy has too.
I told him that everything they had was at value.
And look at it. The shoulders came all the way down. They put the numbers over top for the Rangers.
But look at like
Now that's a number. Hey Philly, bring these back, bring that back. Look at that.
but like the materials that like you feel this. This is not
I mean, it's Doreen. It's old '90s Doreen.
and what we have today compared to in let's say last year's Adidas or Fanatics now, what we have now compared to that, like there's no wonder these things are falling apart. Like they weren't built for season upon season.
And I will say, if you want to get in real close, that the Reebok fabric started to look a lot like the CCM Airnet. I stand corrected.
That's the room. That's through and through everything that was here. A little bit smaller than the one that we were.
Oh yeah, no, it's a
in
smaller,
Nova.
more intimate group. But the fact that there were fewer, like there was less of a crowd, there were fewer people to deal with. There's a lot more time. We talked to far more people, far more in depth.
Yeah.
They really seem interesting in what we did. We were so interested in what they do. What a great experience. I love coming to these. I really genuinely do.
It's nice talking to people that have that passion that you do, and the accessibility of all this. Like we walked in, and we're able to do all this stuff here. Phil, you're gonna slide yourself over here.
So our
There
good
you
friend can make his way out. Yeah, it has been an absolute honor to be here and really enjoyed this. And I every chance there's one within driving distance, I'm going to try and go.
The one in Nova, from what we've learned from talking about people here, is the biggest one up and down the East Coast. It sounds like there's going to be about 45, 50 tables coming up in next March, and then that's the big one. We're going to explore this whole idea of going to Migrate too.
Yeah.
I think that would be a fantastic little tour of something that you see so much of. Like you see that name out there so much in game worn jerseys, but is it accessible, and can you go and talk?
We'll find out. I don't know what he's looking at, but we'll find out. Okay, so with that, I'm John. He's Shrems. Phil, are you able to flip the camera and do your usual outro?
Do it, Phil. You have to. Do it, Phil.
He's baby-faced. That's the way you flip the camera.
No, that's not it. No, it's not. But
It won't let me do it until shooting is complete.
Okay, so Phil says don't forget to like and subscribe. Be sure to ring that bell.
and come back next time.
For Ugly Threads.
Or don't. I don't.
Or don't.
I don't.